Welcome to Learning with Junior Cacti. Today we will be learning about the extreme environment, desserts. So desserts, they are delicious. I barely get to eat them because from where I used to live, it's sweltering and I couldn't even get a hand on them. Right, I don't have arms. Or maybe I do. Well, anyways, alright, I should stop fooling around before I get kicked out of the studio. So deserts. They are one of the extreme environments due to them having an unsurvivable temperature. Most of them go up to 60 Celsius, and the average temperature of a human body is 36.5 to 37.5 Celsius. Imagine that, incredibly hot, aren't they? Just by being out in the open, the sun can quickly burn your skin. The other major problem is water. There's no water anywhere whatsoever. I mean, there is, but just super difficult to find a water source. I'm sure you all know that. If not, then you should probably focus during school time. Like you've ever done. There also isn't any food. If you want to eat some insects and lizards, then that's fine. Besides from the high temperature and having no food and water, sandstorms and lightning are also a problem. You don't ever want to get stuck in those situations. As I mentioned before about insects and lizards, deadly animals such as scorpions and snakes will take your life right off the bat if they ever get a chance to lay a bite on you. Cars and trucks might sink, but that rarely happens, and when it does... Oh, no. Ah! Yeah, don't ever let that happen to you. Now, let me fill you in on a bit of information about the desert. Desert features. This is a rock formation. It's either a canyon, rock slab, boulder, cave, an arch, or a tall, slim pillar. Depends on what form it takes in after when the rain and wind washed the rocks away, which happened about 1 million years ago. This is a sand dune. It's like a hill or ridge of sand. It can be less than a meter tall, and it can be taller than 50 meters. There are different kinds of sand dunes too, like the crescent, dome, linear, parabolic, or star-shaped. Nature's pretty interesting, am I right? No? Anyone? Right here, where I'm standing, is a playa. It's a large and flat area made out of salt and clay. You don't ever want to taste it. Not good. Nuh-uh. A long time ago, there was a flood, and the whole place was filled with water. Then the salt and clay beneath it rose up, and after a period of time, the water disappears. The magic of Mother Nature. Plateaus. Flat land on high grounds with no trees nor rock formations. The next feature is pretty essential, because if you ever come across one, then you're lucky. I did mention how it's hard finding a water source before, didn't I? Oases are this island-like body of water surrounded by hard rocks and a sandy or rocky desert floor. Enjoy the water! Now you all know how it's really hard to survive in the desert. But since we now got modern technology... Machines like windmills can help you pump water. Airplanes and cars can get you across the field of sand. And most importantly, cell phones. But not just any cell phone. The new Semi-Cacti 17X. Are you bored of not having any signal in the deserts? Well then I've got the right thing for you. The brand new Semi-Cacti 17X. It includes a lot of features. Better signal, better photo resolution, they're easy to carry, and most important of all, they have a semi-life long-lasting battery. Also, they can detect the dangers of the deserts. Only for $7.99, get them while they last. Deserts have a massive amount of solar energy, and that's why a lot of solar panels are built on desert grounds. It's really smart and useful that way too. Deserts also have an abundant resource of minerals and oil, but mining in the desert can create a lot of pollution. That's how scientists explore deserts, by digging out sand. Hopefully that's actually not it. Well, how do we explore deserts? What do we need? I'm glad you asked. Here's a list of all the things you need in order to go on an adventure to the desert. For clothing, you better have a jacket, hat, sunscreen, white clothes because they reflect the sunlight, and wide-brimmed hats to protect your skin from the sun. Sleeping bags are required for resting. A wet cloth is a good thing to have in case of sandstorms. You can also use a plastic garbage bag for emergency shelter. Also, wear proper shoes because you don't want to bite from animals. And if you do get injured from the trip, always have a medical kit in hand. Now you would need to bring a lot of water, usually 3 to 4 gallons per day and person, and a small water filter container to make potable water. To get to the desert, you can either go on a plane or drive on a car or truck, but there's always a better choice. Camels. Eat. You don't want to ever get lost in the desert, so you always need to have a charged phone. Buy the Semi-Cacti 17X now. Compasses can help you find the direction. And bring a flashlight, whistle, and a small mirror so that rescue airplanes can find you quicker. Now dump all those items in your bag and let's head to the desert. It's science time with Junior Cacti again. Today we're going to learn about solar cells. They can help you capture water in the desert. First, you'll need a shovel and a jar/tin can, a sheet of plastic, wrap, or garbage bag, and stones. Now, dig a hole that's about 1 meter across and 2 foot deep. Place the jar in the center. Spread the sheet and secure the edges with stones. Place a flat stone that's not too heavy in the center where the jar is. It shouldn't make the sheet touch the soil. Now all you have to do is wait. So basically, the sun heats the soil beneath and gives it moisture. Then water will drip down the jar. Ain't it cool? One thing about deserts is that you're always out in the open. It's like you can never reach the end of it. You're basically pretty helpless once you get into one of those vast, hot, steady ecosystem. Now, thank you for watching and hope you'll stay alive in the deserts.